What's up, guys? Mad Scientist 7890 back with another edition of In the Lab. But before we get started here, I'd like to give a shout out to myself for this sweet ass Randy Orton neck beard I got going on. I think like me, Randy Orton, and Jay Cutler from the Chicago Bears are like the absolute masters of like horribly just uneven facial hair. And it absolutely shows because my boss at my work told me I needed to shave. So bye-bye facial hair, just wanted to give that a shout out. Now, I got 3 topics for you guys right now. The first topic is Jeff Katz Wrestling Revolution. Now, if you've not heard of this, this is going to be an absolutely amazing concept, and I'll explain it to you guys. But first, I'm going to explain to you guys who Jeff Katz is. Jeff Katz is he writes movies, does comic books, huge fan of wrestling, not just, mainstream. He likes Ring of Honor, he likes, Dragon Gate USA, Japanese wrestling, all different types of wrestling. Basically came about, as an idea, kind of more of a joke, actually, and they're actually going through with it, and I think this is very, very cool. Basically, what it is he's taking wrestling and he's going to turn it into more of like a TV show. It's going to have, 12 episodes, and then have a 13th episode, have that be the season finale. Instead of having a pay-per-view, it's going to have a just season finale where everything culminates and comes together. Now, the thing about I like about this is he's taking, something totally different in wrestling, because one thing he was, talking about was how stale it's been, how the formula for wrestling, has been over the, many years, how you have, Raw, and then you have SmackDown, you have Impact, and then you have one pay-per-view a month, and then it's just the same thing over and over and over again. Well, he wants to take the concept of, HBO or Showtime and take a show like Dexter or True Blood, and incorporate storylines and, interesting, characters and, this and that into this show, and I am absolutely all for it. Those of you, who know me, know when I'm not watching wrestling, I'm watching shows like True Blood, shows like Dexter on Showtime and stuff like that, and huge fan of that, and like indie films, and that's one thing that I really like about this, and I think this could be very, 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 very good if it's done right. Now, you may be asking yourself, this had been done numerous years ago, kind of, and it failed. Some of you guys know about Wrestling Society X from MTV. Now, the concept for this was very good. I had the DVD, and it lays out the outline of how the show was supposed to be. But the fact of the matter is, you got 30 minutes, a horrible time spot. I mean, it just didn't work out. But the wrestlers, the characters, the things that they came up with, I thought were pretty good, and I thought the concept was good, but it just never got over with fans. Also, another thing that lingers is many years ago, people now to this day talk about how people took over wrestling companies who know nothing about wrestling and just ran companies into the ground. Well, this is a complete different genre. This is a totally different concept here. I saw an interview with him where he was talking about how a lot of WWE and TNA storylines that nowadays are, don't ever end. They don't ever have an ending point. One thing about TV shows and movies is they're a 3-part structure. They have a beginning, middle, and an end. A lot of WWE and TNA storylines give you a beginning, give you a middle, but never end. They don't have an ending. They don't have a good conclusion for you as a fan to be like, I appreciate just what happened. You know what I mean? One thing I really like about this guy, and I really hope this concept succeeds, is, I saw an interview with this guy. He's a geek. He's a nerdy wrestling fan. It feels like a dream come true as fans like, myself and others online are. It would be like us booking our own company. It's like he's, living through us as fans. What if we could book our own wrestling company? And this guy has that, he has the opportunity to do that, and as fans is going to do what we want to see. You know what I mean? I think that's a very, very cool thing. One thing he said that I really liked was, he buys the SmackDown vs. Raw video game, and he doesn't touch the roster. He doesn't touch the main roster at all. He creates his own guys and does storylines with them. I mean, that's absolutely great. If you're a wrestling fan, a big wrestling fan, you've done that one time or another. And that to me, makes me feel as a fan that we're going to have a fan booking a company, but somebody who's smart and knows storylines, and I think this is going to be very, very good. And I hope you guys definitely check this out. Now, another thing is, I thought, I thought, and I started getting leery about, as well, how are they going to do this company if they don't have any talent? If they don't, this is not going to work. This is not going to work if they don't have, this person or that person. They have to have the right roster. And I continually just keep seeing, day after day, them just signing more and more people to this show. And this could be very good. Here's the talent that they have signed, and I think this is just absolutely amazing. Some of the people they have here, but Prince Devitt from New Japan, MVP, Kenny Omega, Ken Doane, also known as Kenny Dykstra from WWE, Emil Satoshi from WXW. If you guys never seen him, very talented guy. Luke Gallows, you guys know him. Sean Daivari, Sami Callihan, Cole Cabana, everyone knows Cole Cabana. Amazing Red just recently signed, and Jay Lethal. I mean, that right there, that's 11 guys. I mean, that's not a full roster, but you can do something with those 11 guys, and I'm sure there's a couple other guys that are signed that I'm not quite sure who they are, but I'm very interested in this. I think this is going to be very cool, and I've been following this the last couple weeks. So I just want to let you guys in on this. Like I said, I'll probably leave some links in the description box, some videos and some interviews that he's done. If you guys want to check this out, definitely check this out. The next thing I want to talk about is, and it's gonna be kind of a rant. Star ratings. The misconception on star ratings with people. Now, it's really been bothering me lately. A couple things about star ratings. One thing that really bothers me is people telling other people that their star rating, like them rating their matches, it's wrong. Like their star rating is wrong. I think a lot of people misuse and bastardize the star rating system because I don't really think they know how to use it. I think they just see other people using it, and then they think they know how to use it. You know what I mean? I will not argue with somebody who gives a match, a certain rating. The only time I will ever argue, a star rating with somebody is if something is just ridiculously overrated or ridiculously underrated. I will use, for example, me and MVP Sheer watch, Money in the Bank, and let's just say, for example, I gave it 5, he gave it 3. I would argue with him because that's ridiculous. But he didn't do that. He definitely gave it more in the range where I'm at. But, that's one thing I just absolutely hate is, people telling other people, like, when I click on a video on YouTube and somebody does a review and there's people in the comment section arguing about a match being a certain star rating. It doesn't matter. If you don't know how to use the system, look it up. Dave Meltzer created it, WrestlingObserver.com. Go to his Wikipedia. I rate matches as a whole, not just wrestling quality. I rate matches as storytelling, crowd reaction, everything coming together, the wrestling ability, the whole thing. That's how I rate my matches. And another thing I hate, just bothers me all the hell, is people who will click on a video on YouTube. They won't watch the video. They'll just click to see the description box, see the review, see the star rating of somebody of matches that they did for a show, and then they'll be like, why is this so high or why is this so low? Watch the video. Instead of saying this person's don't know what they're talking about, they'll give you a reason why they rated a match so high or why they rated it so low. I hate that. I won't. Honestly, I'm not one of those. I'm not going to do a bunch of reviews. I'll review something every once in a while if I really, really like it. Everybody reviews shows on here. To get noticed, that's one thing, but I'm not going to review shows because I think everybody does, and I'm just going to do my own thing. Now, the example I always use for star ratings to basically explain how I do things is 2 matches, all right? WrestleMania 25 and WrestleMania 26, both Shawn versus Taker matches, okay? The one at WrestleMania 25, I gave 4 3/4. The one at WrestleMania 26, I gave 5. Now, I'm going to explain to you my big pet peeve. You guys might think that I'm over-exaggerating this, but this is just my one thing about wrestling matches. Botching. Botching to me is my biggest pet peeve in wrestling. I absolutely hate botching. Now, some people would say, oh, I won't take off a star rating. Somebody botches, a move. Oh, it happens every once in a while. Here's the metaphor I'm going to use with this. Just like with NFL, football players, I'm going to take wide receivers. You're getting paid millions of dollars to catch a football. Catch a football. Okay, I understand you mess up every once in a while and this and that. But just because you have a botch doesn't mean I'm going to sit there and say, oh, yeah, well, he doesn't mess up much. I'll let it slide. I'll just give it, a normal rating. No, you botch a move, I'm going to take off a rating for stars. I mean, I know it sounds like, like OCD, but that's just my thing about wrestling is botching. I love just, you're a professional wrestler. You're getting paid a lot of money to wrestle. Don't mess up moves. That's how I rate matches. And the thing with the Undertaker Shawn matches is, okay, the dive, a lot of people would say that added for 25, but the whole thing with him getting in the ring, it took like 2-3 minutes, and Shawn and all that, I didn't buy it. And then the botched DD towards the end, that's what kept it from being 5 to me. Now the one at WrestleMania 26 was, to me, almost like pretty much flawless. A lot of people were complaining and saying they didn't want to see these matches back to back at WrestleMania because they were going to be a carbon copy of each other, and they were completely different. To me, I have to have a little something extra special to give something a 4 3/4 or a 5 to a match. You don't just give 5-star matches out, all the time. It just doesn't happen. So it being Shawn's, last match, and it being a main eventing WrestleMania that wasn't a title match, that is very, very huge to me. And the match quality was very good, totally different than what the other one was, and for the age of both these guys, just absolutely insane. So that's the metaphor. That's the the thing I think about when I use star ratings. I know you guys do different things, but that's how I do things with ratings. So just let me know what you guys think. Leave some comments, down in the comments section about star ratings and what you think. The next topic is WWE lost? Kind of. Okay. Here's the thing I think about WWE that's different than TNA. I think WWE makes bad booking decisions, does bad storyline stuff, but the difference between them and TNA is they do a good job of covering it up, to where a lot of fans kind of don't, see it. They see past it, because something else is going on, or they cover it up real well. I'm not one of those people that click on Raw and I'm just like, Raw's on. I'm just gonna, I watch Raw. I sit and I pay attention. I look and I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make. Well, what are they doing here? A lot of people don't see it, but because they don't truly completely pay attention. But if you really pay attention from the week to week, you follow the storylines, you know what's going on. And sometimes some of their stuff doesn't make any sense. Now, here's the big thing I'm gonna use here. CM Punk, okay, they're giving this guy, 10 to 8 minutes, usually almost every week, to come out and cut a promo, and that's great, it's working right now. But here's my metaphor on how I'm going to use this. Let's just say, you win $1 million at the casino, and we'll say that's Punk's very first promo, the shoot that he did. That was huge. Okay, so you go back to the casino again, right? And you go back to the casino again. You go back to the casino again, and you lose a bunch. But then you win a little bit, but then you lose a bunch more. Then you win a little, and you lose. You win, you lose, you win, you lose. But you're never going to continue to win as big as you did the first time. And then after a while, you're just going to continue to lose more and more and more. And you're going to start with $1 million, and you're going to end up with $1,000. $1,000 instead of $1 million. After a while, I love what he's doing. Out of the maybe 7, 8 promos he's done, I like 5 or 6 of them. Some of the other ones I thought were all right. But most of the time they're very good. But like I said, it's going to lose luster if you continue to do it. I think, they really are just throwing stuff at the wall, and they're trying to see what's going to stick right now. They're crossing the brands. They're trying to give their tag team division a little bit of credibility with Air Boom, which, it's possible it's going to work. They're putting Miz and Truth together and see if, what they're doing is going to work. I mean, Sin Cara, just a bunch of different things. They're trying to see what's going to work here, and, I guess in this time period, it's okay to do because TNA is no competition. Ring of Honor is no competition right now. Their only person that's hurting themselves, hurting them is themselves. And right now they're really trying to find a niche, and they're really just kind of like leeching on to CM Punk until they find something a little bit bigger to push forward with. But that's all I wanted to say, guys. Let me know what you guys think about these topics. Been a while since I've done a real video. But, leave some comments, and I'll have some links in the description as well to check out Jeff Katz Revolution. Definitely check that out, guys. And thanks for watching, guys.